completed, then you don't need to be here. Okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You have a good day.
You too. Recalling McKinley Inc. Aspen Chase versus Dylan Underwood, 21C 1505.
James Sink for the plaintiff.
Mr. Underwood, are you back?
Yep.
All right. Did you figure out if you're going to apply, sir?
Yeah, I'm gonna apply. I got the website from
Alright.
where we broke off.
All right. What I'm going to do is bring you back in 2 weeks to see if you put in your application.
Okay.
July 21st, 2021 at 1 p.m. In the
Thank you,
meantime, are
Diane.
you able to make a good faith payment?
I'm sorry.
In the meantime, are you able to make a payment towards your rent?
Yes.
All right. You're going to make 500.
Yes.
When will you be doing that?
Friday.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Friday,
Thank you, Your Honor.
July 9th. All right, thank you.
That court date was July 21st at 1 p.m.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. See you soon, sir. Country Meadows Apartments versus Erica Lopez and Ephraim Umanzur, 21C 1319 LT.
Mark Land on behalf of plaintiff.
Hello.
Hello, Ms. Lopez.
Hi.
Is Mr. or Ms.
Ephraim?
Yes.
Yeah, he's here with me.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Ephraim.
Hi, thank
Yeah.
you.
Your name is very close to my name. It's the first time I've had that, so
Ah, really?
Ephraim?
it's Ephraim. Yes.
Ephraim.
All right. Do we need a Spanish translator for this one? Because it says Spanish translator in my file.
If you can't, please.
All right, we're gonna have to pass it until we can get one in. So
Thank you so much.
and come back. Thank you.
Thank you. Va a conseguir un traductor ahorita. Es que como hay
Wait, I don't want you to call it just yet. Okay. Okay. All right. Village Estate versus Summerstone and Jackie Stone, 21C 1536 LT.
That was Friedman for the plaintiff.
Hello, Mr. Friedman.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Mr. Jackie, Mr. Smith Summerstone and Mr. Jackie Stone, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. We're here today because your landlord is trying to recover possession of the premises.
Were we given a reason as to why that was happening possibly?
I'm looking for that right now.
Thank you. Because we called the city out last week because nothing was getting fixed, unfortunately. And now this week we had a eviction notice.
What is the reason for the eviction, Mr. Friedman?
It's a termination of a 30-day, it's a month-to-month lease. We terminated the lease. The primary lessee has left the premises due to repeated calls for domestic violence. She felt that she needed to leave, so she left. Her nephew and her ex are in the property. We would prefer that they move. It's a 30-day notice on a month-to-month tenancy. I don't know that I have to go into great detail, but there's been several police calls, and it's just a situation that we want to terminate, period. And there's no legal reason that we shouldn't terminate it.
A lot of the police, I'm sorry.
1 second. So Ms. Summerstone, you're in a different space right now.
I am, due to there is mold in the trailer and my daughter has febrile seizures, and not only was the police called for a domestic, but harassment by the maintenance man because he has been sexually harassing me.
So a lot of times the police were out here giving us our rights or telling us what we could and couldn't do.
I had to I had to call the police because I didn't even know who the landlord was. Every time I would call the trailer park, Wayne's number would pop up. So I had to call the police out several times. And one of the police officers finally said, give me 10 minutes. I'll do some digging. He came back and I ended up with the landlord's number. I have everything on record. He was his energy was just very off, very rude. He first tried to blame me. Then he couldn't put the blame on me. Then he put it on my nephew. And then he put it on the father of my child. I do have the rent money. I didn't know that I could put it in escrow because I don't even know who the landlord is.
Well, the landlord is Village Estates and it's on the lease, but at the end of the day, we're not seeking money damages. We're seeking to have the trailer restored to my client.
All right, so this is a month to month. You're entitled to have an opportunity to speak with an attorney regarding these matters. Have you talked to a counsel regarding these matters?
No, I didn't know I could.
All right. Is there someone from Legal Services, Ms. Hoover?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Carter is available.
All right, thank you. And Ms. Stone, I did hear allegations of domestic violence coming from the landlord's attorney. I'm not certain that I heard that coming from you, but if there are domestic violence issues, I'm trying to figure out, should I put you into a breakout room with Mr. Is it Jackie Stone?
No, actually, what we're doing is just fine. The domestic violence was me trying to remove him out of the home. I had left due to, like I said, the mold. And because when I served the eviction notice, the police said I didn't even fill it out right. So there was no need for an eviction or a domestic. And the very next month, Wayne had him working outside. So I had just left.
All right, ma'am, my question was, is it okay to put you in a breakout room with the parties who were on the other part of the call?
Oh, no, I don't.
No, it don't matter.
So that's yes, it's okay to put you in there?
Would I be in there with all of them?
Yes, you would be.
Okay, that's fine. Yes.
All right. I'm going to send you into a breakout room to speak with Ms. Carter, and then when you come back, you can let the court know what you wish to do with respect to the date, with respect to the hearing today.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor, I'm in Judge Kunke's court too, so I'm going to sign out right now and come back in 15 or 20 minutes if it's okay.
Sounds good, Mr. Friedman. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can do the interpreter now. Oops, I did that upside down. Our Spanish interpreter is trying to enter into the virtual courtroom right now.
Okay.
I don't see it. I don't see him at all. Heather. It says it on yours.
It says it's social media.
Mhm. All right, looks like we're having some technical difficulties with Mr. Roy from Language Line joining the call. We're gonna try this again.
Pero pienso que no sé qué poner la gente con el COVID está. Que yo uso limpieza y todavía la gente de la casa.
Español, si usted necesita entender algo.
As an FYI, we don't have anyone else in the waiting room.
Hi there, this is your Spanish interpreter, 205129. My name is Roy.
Hi, Roy. My name is Erica.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Roy. How are you, sir?
I'm just doing great now. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to call the case now. Country Meadows Apartments versus Erica Lopez and Ephraim Umansur, 21C 1319 LT.
And sorry, Your Honor, can you repeat that number, please?
21C 1319 LT.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Muy
All
bien,
right.
entonces, I'm sorry, may I introduce my service with Erica Lopez?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bueno, doña Erika López, le habla el intérprete, le voy a estar asistiendo con este caso que tienen abierto, que es el caso contra Erika López 21C1319LT.
Okay.
Okay, gracias, sí. Yes, Your Honor, we're ready.
And I think you're interpreting for both. And does Mr. Umansur need interpretation also?
Yes.
Sí.
All right,
Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
thank you. So we are here today because your landlord indicates that you're behind on your rents.
Muy bien, y estamos aquí debido a que su arrendador está indicando de que usted está atrasado con el pago de la renta.
Es correcto.
That's correct, ma'am.
And I forgot to do a step. Mr. Roy, can you raise your right hand? Swear
Yes,
affirm-
ma'am.
Other right. Do you swear affirm that you will interpret? No, you had it the second time. You had it. Do you swear affirm that you will interpret Spanish to English and English to Spanish, sir?
Yes, I swear to the best of my abilities.
Thank you. All right. Do you plan to apply for assistance, Ms. Lopez and Mr. Umansur, with your rent through the SIRA program?
Muy bien, y señora López y señor Umansur, ¿ustedes están planeando aplicar para asistencia para el pago del alquiler con el Marin Plan?
Sí, ya aplicamos y estamos esperando respuesta.
Yes, Your Honor, we have already applied and we're waiting right now for a reply.
Thank you. Ms. Farrell, are you able to tell us what the status of this matter is?
Y señora Farrell, ¿nos puede indicar cuál es el estatus de en cuestión de esta materia?
I do not see a SARA application in the portal. Is your SARA number available?
Y señores, no veo yo en el portal de SARA el número de o la aplicación de ustedes. ¿Tienen ustedes el número de la aplicación de Sarah?
Sí, sí lo tengo.
Yes, I do have it.
Can you please give it to us?
¿Sería tan amable, señora, de permitirnos el número?
146959.
146959.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Yes, the case has been submitted. It has just not been assigned to a case manager yet.
Muy bien, entonces sí, el caso ya fue sometido, solo que no se le ha asignado a uno de los encargados de caso.
Can you please tell us which agency has it?
Eso es.
¿Nos podría indicar entonces cuál agencia la está manejando?
SOS.
SOS.
Thank you.
Gracias.
All right, Mr. Landau, I think you're looking at least 3 weeks before we can even get an update as to who the caseworker is probably.
Agreed. No objection.
Muy bien, señor Orlando. Entonces estamos viendo que por lo menos estamos viendo tal vez que esto pueda tomar hasta 3 semanas antes de que el encargado de caso lo esté viendo.
Está bien.
Ok, está bien.
July 28th, 2021 at 2 p.m. is the date that you need to return.
I apologize, Your Honor. Can you repeat that date again? July 28 at what time?
2021 at 2 p.m.
And, okay. Entonces vamos a quedar para vernos nuevamente para julio 28 del 2001 a las 2 p.m.
Ok, excelente, gracias.
Right.
Ms.
thank
Farrell,
you.
can you tell me if the landlord application has been submitted?
With the information in SOS's database, I cannot.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Do you want to interpret that part for them, Mr. Roy?
Thank you, Your Honor. Entonces, el señor Orlando está preguntándole a la señora Farrell que si ella puede accesar la información sobre la solicitud sometida. Y la señora Farrell está contestando de que no, sin poder ella no puede ver eso porque no puede ingresar a la base de datos de la SOS.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Thank you. See you on July 28th.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Muy bien.
Thank you.
Nos vemos en julio 28.
Muchas
Gracias.
gracias. Feliz día.
Oh, thank you very much. Happy day. Your Honor, anything else for the interpreter?
No, I'm all set. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for using our services. You'll have a great day. Bye.
You too.
Judge, I have a couple matters in another court, so I will be back.
All right. Thank you, sir. Harbor One Apartments versus Jamaica Williams, case number 21C0596.
Judge, good afternoon. Robert Novak appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good afternoon, Mr. Novak.
Hi, Your Honor.
Hello, how are you, Ms. Williams?
I'm okay. How are you?
I am okay. The last time we were here, it had already been assigned to a caseworker. We were here on June 16th, and we adjourned it out to today's date. Ms. Farrell, are you able to give us an update on Ms. Jamaica Williams and the status of her matter?
Yes, as of right now, her case manager, Jessica, is still doing the worksheet.
You said she's still doing the worksheet?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, thank you. Do you think we can have the worksheet in the next few days, Ms. Farrell?
Yes, I can ask her to expedite the worksheet.
Thank you. Mr. Novak, I can put this over to July 21st to see if we have an entry of order. You would have.
I
to
think
move
that's a
back-
good idea, Judge. Let's do July 21st. Once I get the worksheet, I will prepare the conditional dismissal and hopefully we can get it entered. And if I do, then neither of us have to appear on July 21st.
Correct, July 21st, 2021 at 3 p.m. for entry of order.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
think that's all I have today. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Williams.
Thank you.
Is that the only one you have today, Mr. Novak?
It is, Judge. I'm going to take my tie off right now. I just put it on for you.
Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
All right, on the Stone matter, we need to wait for the attorney opposing counsel to return, just so everyone knows what's going on. And at this point in time, there's no one else in our waiting room. Yes, let's do the 1 o'clock that didn't appear. What we're gonna do now is call all the 1 o'clock cases where no one appeared. McKinley Inc. Schooner Cove versus Sarah Young, case number 21C 1211 LT.
James Sink for the plaintiff. We can have just a moment, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Judge, my records indicate that this is an SOS case. If we could have Ms. Farrell confirm that.
Ms. Farrell,
Yes, Your Honor, this is an SOS case. It has just not been assigned to a case manager yet.
July 28th, 2021 at 1
Thank you.
p.m. Ms. Farrell, please place a note in that file that Ms. Young needs to appear here in court. She can still get a judgment. This is a failure to appear today
What time was that, Your Honor?
at 1 p.m.
Thank you.
McKinley Inc. The Villas versus China Harrell or Harrell, 21C 1226 LT.
James Fink for the plaintiff. Both landlord and tenant applications have been submitted. We don't have information on whether it's been assigned.
Ms. Farrell,
That's number 172959.
Yes, this case has been assigned to SOS, but not yet a case manager.
July 28th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Again, please place a note in the file for Ms. China Harold. She needs to be present. This is her, she has failed to appear, and this will be noted as a failure to appear. Judgments can still enter if they are not present. We had a long discussion about this at our last meeting, that the tenants need to show up, and if they don't show up twice in a row, that they can get a judgment against them. Jomar Realty versus Farouk Howard and Zainab Alwari, as well as Mohammed Alwari. Hawari.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. David Fantera on behalf of Jomar Realty. I believe there's a Sarah application in the name of the second defendant, Ms. Farrell, Zainab, Z-Y-N-A-B, Al-Hawari. And I'm just wondering if it's been assigned yet.
You said it was under the second defendant. Do you happen to have the Sarah number for it?
I don't.
Okay.
I think it's under the first defendant's name. I was able to find, I think there are multiple applications.
But I think I remember last time I was here, actually, I think, Your Honor, this is out of the 30-day stay. And I think what happened was Sarah Lee actually, because there were so many applications, Sarah Lee actually pointed me in the direction of which one was actually submitted. And I did the landlord application based upon that. Do you show, does anybody show whether it's been assigned?
That may be correct.
It doesn't look like either application has been assigned. And I can see your name, Mr. Fantera, under one of them. It's 181917.
181917.
And it was submitted 6/8.
You're saying that two different defendants submitted applications?
No, I see two applications under Zainab, that first defendant's name. It looks like she submitted twice. So one was on 5/28 and the other was on 6/8. It looks like you put in your application under the one that was submitted 6/8, which is Sarah number 181917.
Okay, and you're saying it's an SOS case because Elise Ellsworth sent me an email saying that it was not an SOS case.
I don't think I said that anything about it being SOS or not.
Wouldn't it by now have gone one way or the other, SOS or HOP?
Are you not able to find it, Ms. Farrell?
I have it in front of me and it is still in the Hawk portal.
But not assigned?
No, not assigned to a case manager.
Your Honor, maybe 3 weeks on this one?
Yes, July 28th, 2021 at 1 p.m.
And if you could put, would you put that same note that you are requesting on the other ones?
Right, regarding the failure to appear?
Yes, please.
Yes, I am putting that same note in there. On all the cases where they failed to appear, it applies to everyone. They need to be present. I keep telling people that they need to be present, but I also need to have reinforcement from the caseworkers. I know that legal services has become very aware of the fact that the courts are required that they be present, and I think we do communicate that to them. So.
Right. Thank you, Ms. Hoover. Thank you, Ms. Farrell.
Thank you. Oak Ridge Apartments versus
Thank you,
Lisa
Your Honor.
Marbury, 21C 1380 LT.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Elizabeth Ellison, P82098 on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right. This, well, I think there must be an application because it looks like it's coming out of a 30-day stay.
Yeah, I'm showing Sarah's in process, so I guess I would just need an update.
Ms. Farrell, do you see one under Marbury? Lisa, Lisa, Marbury, Murbury.
Yes, this case is under the SOS portal, but has not been assigned to a case manager yet.
All right. July 28th, 2021 at 1 p.m.
Thank you, Your
And
Honor.
we also need to note that the defendant has failed to appear, and if they don't appear the next time, they can get a judgment against them.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. McKinley Inc., The Villas versus Sean Muir Coker, 21C, 1516 LT.
Same thing for the plaintiff.
This matter was before the magistrate back on June 30th and got put over to today's date, so it's only been 1 week. I don't know if the person had planned to actually apply. So, Ms. Farrell, if you could please check on this one, I would appreciate it. Koger is spelled Koger.
Yes, there was a Sarah application submitted for the tenant yesterday.
No landlord app yet?
As I do not see a landlord app yet.
May I have the number?
Yes, the number is 209742.
Thank you.
All right. It triggers the 30-day stay. I will adjourn this out to August the 11th. At 1 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please, I am noting that the tenant failed to appear. So please, the same notation. Okay. Red Shield Rentals versus Jesse Lee, case number 21C0928.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. David Pantera on behalf of Red Shield Rentals. Ms. Lee and I have been talking by cell phone, and she indicates she's in the waiting room.
I'm here.
She's inside.
Your Honor, Ms. Lee's case has been assigned to Gustavo at SOS, and he sent me an email today regarding some documents that he needs from Ms. Lee, and so I forwarded it to her. I would think a 2-week adjournment on this case would be appropriate.
Ms. Lee, are you going to get those documents over as soon as possible, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. July 21st, 2021 at 2 p.m.
Great. Thank you very much, Your Honor. That's all for me today.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Huron Ridge Apartments versus Brian Holly, case number 21C0892.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Bree D. Thirlby on behalf of Huron Ridge Apartments.
Good afternoon.
Hello again, Your Honor. Lisa Maskiel here on behalf of the defendant, Brian Holly.
Is Mr. Holly going to be present today, or has his appearance been waived?
Your Honor, I know he was planning on appearing and we called the case a little early. I think he's fine with that. I've spoken with him already and I think I can notify him of any developments.
All right. Thank you. I saw a note in here from today's date indicating that you want to move this to July 21st.
That's correct, Your Honor. The case is actually really close to being resolved, and unfortunately there was a flood that occurred that affected several of the tenants at the property. And so we're kind of sorting through that and making sure that we know how the case is or how his tenancy is going to proceed, if he's going to be able to stay there, if he's going to be able to get future rent assistance, and just kind of sorting those details out. So I think setting it over for a few weeks will give us the time to make that happen.
Thank you. I was aware that there was a flood there, and I was aware of some other issues that came up there. So, Ms. Thurlby, I like the smile.
Well, Your Honor, sometimes you just have to smile.
All right, July 21st, 2021 at 2 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. I also like the flyer. Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, we had a little town hall style meeting recently for some of the tenants. I think it was well attended, so.
Thank you. Yes. What do we do? Okay, thank you. I need to note in the file that she did appear late, though. They may have taken it. No, that just, I'm just gonna bring her in and tell her she can go. All right, we have let everyone in that was in our waiting room. So, and we're waiting for Mr. Friedman to come back. Miss Young?
Yes.
Your matter was called, ma'am, and you were given a new date on July 28th, 2021 at 1 p.m.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, what happened? You weren't here on time, ma'am.
Yeah, I was waiting. I thought I was gonna get paid today, which usually comes at like 12:30, and I was gonna be able to pay my phone bill and get on here. And then when it didn't come, I started like trying to get a hold of people to help me. My mama came through and helped me pay my phone bill late, but I jumped on as soon as I could. So
Okay.
I'm real sorry about that.
Right, thank you. I'll try to get the file noted to indicate that you were present today, okay?
Okay, and I'm so sorry, you said July, okay.
At 1 p.m.
Okay, all right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What?
All right, we're gonna call some 130s where no one has appeared. Huron Ridge Apartments versus Dominique Johnson, case number 21C1274.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Bree D. Thurlby on behalf of Huron Ridge Apartments. Your Honor, in this case, I had thought that Ms. Johnson had applied for assistance. I had tried to reach out to Ms. Sarah Lee to see if she could let me know who the caseworker is. Ms. Johnson did pay her balance at the end of June, but I wanted to be able to confer with the caseworker to see how they wanted me to approach that. If she is getting assistance, I didn't want to dismiss something and not have some language in there that they may like. And Ms. Lee hadn't responded to me yet. So I don't know if Ms. Farrell is still here, if she can let me know who that may be.
Ms. Farrell is.
Yes, I'm looking at this tenant. She does have an open Sarah application, but for some reason it's with Wayne County and not Washtenaw. So I'm not sure if she has two different residences. That the address may have flagged for Wayne County instead.
Okay.
But she does not have an open case with either Hawk or SOS.
Okay.
All right, so Ms. Thurlby, I know that she failed to appear on June 23rd.
Well, I guess let's go ahead and if the court will entertain my request for a default judgment, then let's go ahead and enter a default judgment at this point.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
In this matter, Ms. Johnson has failed to appear, and the rent owing is $1,070. The costs are $161, and that's inclusive of the costs. So the total would be $1,070, Your Honor.
All right. 160 for costs.
161.
160. Default to enter no writ without hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. We'll call the case of McKinley Inc. Aspen Chase versus Bobby Conigan, 21C 1584.
James Singh to the plaintiff.
This matter is before the court for the first time. It appears that we're here on a termination of tenancy.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And I'm looking at some mail that has been returned to the court. It appears to have, I'm not certain who it came from because it says not business. So I guess it means it's either not a business address or it's not the court's business. I'm not certain which one this means. It didn't say non-business, so maybe it means not a business address, but it has a certified mail attached to it with a certified mailing address. So I'm not certain if you mailed this. It doesn't look like it. Maybe you mailed it to them and they're mailing it back to the court. I have a proof of service in here on a couple of people at this particular unit.
Your Honor, we don't ever mail our first class mail certified.
All right.
So, and we would have used either our address or our client's address for the return address on the notice to quit. And actually, if I sent it, which I'm checking now, it would have been my return address and it would have been first class mail, and I did sign it and send it myself. So I don't know what that mail would be. Our client reports the premises are still occupied.
Well, I believe maybe what happened is they received the certified mail and decided that they would just send it. Well, you said you wouldn't send anything certified. You didn't send any certified mail at all? Okay. I don't know.
Only if a court rule required it, which it didn't in this case.
That's not. All right. I do see in here that I have a certificate of personal service to Megan Hodge at the This is a complete, I'm not even sure if this is in the right file. Let me see here. No, this somehow is in the wrong file. That's the Hodge file. In this file, I have a certificate of service on a Bobby Conigan at the 2900 address on June 25th. So I have both this returned document as well as a proof of service for this file. So I am not certain, so it appears that he was served personal service and he is not here. What is the basis for the eviction?
Your Honor, this defendant took possession in April, and immediately we started having disturbances, police calls, noise complaints, and he was properly served with a notice to quit in April, the same month that the defendant moved in. Did not respond to the notice to quit, has not appeared in front of the court, and we requested default judgment for possession with a writ to issue after the 19th of July.
All right. Given the nature of the disturbances, Mr. Fink, I'm going to follow my standard rule for this time. I'll put it over for 1 week. Are you here then?
We'll make sure we are, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to adjourn it to July 14th, 2021
Thank you.
at the same time, which will be 1:30 p.m. If he fails to appear at that time, I will give you your default.
Thank you.
Recalling the Village Estates versus Summerstone and Jackie Stone, 21C 1536.
Ellis Friedman, Your Honor, for the plaintiff.
Thank you. All right. Did the Stones have an opportunity to meet with counsel regarding this matter?
Yes.
And what is the decision? What is your request at this point?
We were told to ask for 30 days.
I'll give you 30 days. If
Yeah,
you want to talk to Mr. Friedman about that, I can put you in a breakout room and you can talk to him about that. We're going to have a hearing, which will be either today or 1 week from now, or you can talk to Mr. Friedman. If you lose at that hearing, then what happens is you have 10 days to get out. So
yeah, I'd like to talk to him if we could.
okay, thank you. I'll put you in a breakout room with Mr. Friedman.
Right.
Okay, we've got a phone number in a Galaxy. We also have a Stephen Gibson. He's not on until 3, but I'm pretty sure he's Bree's like last one. So
Okay, we can do that.
do you want to call him?
Mhm.
So that's his. Let me let all these people in. Do we want to figure out who that was about?
I will. I will.
Okay. Thank
All right, we have a phone number that ends in 8587 that was just allowed into the virtual courtroom. Could you please tell us what your full name is?
Dandy Moran Naylor.
All right, thank you. We will rename you, sir. Please mute your phone until
Thank
you
you.
get this call. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Buckner on today?
Okay, Galaxy A something you said?
Yes.
Eric Buckner?
Mhm. Okay. I'm calling something else. Huron Ridge Apartments versus Stephen Gibson, 21C0617 LT.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gibson.
Oh, what happened to my video? Ah, there we go. Okay. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Bree Throby on behalf of Huron Ridge Apartments.
Good afternoon. All right. We're back here after several adjournments in this matter.
Yes.
What is the status of this case, please? Do you know, Mr. Gibson?
Tia's had to get a rental agreement because I had Section 8 in my Section 8 amount for I have to pay went down, so she had to get a ledger for them showing my new rental payment. And I don't know after that what haven't talked to her since then.
I have, Your Honor. I was emailing with Ms. Brooks earlier today. She did have to get some updated information. It looks like originally when they had prepared the initial worksheet, there was an issue which may have prohibited Mr. Gibson from receiving assistance. So they had to fix that. They fixed it. And so Ms. Brooks was waiting on approval from her supervisor, which she did just receive earlier today. So she's going to provide me with an updated worksheet, hopefully within the next day or two. So maybe if we could set this over for a couple weeks, then we shouldn't have any further issue.
July 21st, 2021 at 3 p.m. for EO again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Have a good one, Your Honor, and I'm still praying for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Have a good one, sir.
You too.
Village Estates versus Summerstone and Jackie Stone, 21C 1536.
Ellis Friedman for the plaintiff, Your Honor. I did meet with the Stones in the breakout room. They did request that they have 30 days from today to vacate, and I acceded to that request. So what I would suggest I do is prepare a conditional dismissal with the terms for the issuance of immediate judgment and writ if they do not vacate on or before 30 days.
Thank you. Did you explain to them the court rule with?
No, I'm going to have to do that right now.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Stone and Ms. Stone, this conditional dismissal is a form that I'm going to submit. You're going to give me permission to sign your names to it. It's dismissing the case. Okay. But what it also is doing is saying that if you don't move, that I can reinstate the case upon filing a request to reinstate the case, and an immediate judgment will issue, and an immediate writ of restitution, that is, order of eviction, will issue. There will be no lag time.
Sounds pretty fair.
In addition thereto, this conditional dismissal is in effect an agreement to an entry of a judgment in which you are not technically represented by counsel. So you would have 3 business days with which to file a written motion to set it aside if you thought you had a legally recognizable reason to do so. Doesn't mean it would be set aside, but you'd have to file that motion within 3 business days of today if you think you have some legally recognizable reason to do so. Otherwise, the conditional dismissal will be entered as a final order of the court unless you fail to vacate, in which case there will be a judgment entered against you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right.
So that means that we're not going to deal with an eviction if we leave?
Correct.
Okay, sounds good. God bless you. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll get the conditional dismissal in, Your Honor. And I did state that I will be signing for them on it as to the dismissal.
You did, and you all approve of him doing signing name to the conditional dismissal.
Yes, I do.
All right, I will sign it with those particular terms and the statement on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye.
Stay safe, guys.
I'm setting it for July 21st entry of order, Mr. Friedman, so that if the order's not in by then you all need to be back here to explain that.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Lake Point Trafalgar versus Dundee Naylor, case number 21C10117 1081 LT. Ooh, long day.
Good afternoon, Carolyn
Yeah.
Cohen, P49391, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
And I'm here with Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Dundee Naylor. I'm so surprised to see this one back.
Yeah, me too.
We were supposed to be having a worksheet by Monday back on June 23rd.
Yeah, I've been corresponding with, I don't understand. I've been corresponding and I tried to get in touch with Isaac a few times in the
Yeah.
last 24 hours with no response, but
Ms. Farrell, can you give us an update on what's going on with this? We were supposed to have this one done by now.
Yes, this worksheet is currently being reviewed before it can be sent out for a COD to make sure the numbers are accurate.
July 21st, 2021 at 3 p.m. for EO. Ms. Cohen, that's the best I got for you.
thank you. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Have a good day. McKinley Inc.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Naylor. McKinley Inc. Schooner versus Eric Butler, 21C 1197.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Yes, how you doing?
James Fink for the plaintiff.
All right, Mr. Fink. All right, Mr. Buckner, how are you?
How you doing today? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Last time we were here, you're gonna pay $638.91 by July 2nd.
Yeah, I already paid that.
You paid that?
Yes, ma'am. I surely did. And I also did the CER form also.
All right. Ms. Farrell, can you confirm that he actually applied for Sarah? Last name is Buckner, Buckne. First name is Eric.
Yes, there is an application submitted. It just has not been assigned to a case manager yet.
Your Honor, am I correct? This is a writ hearing.
It is a writ hearing. And last time we were here, Ms. Gazeri spoke with several people that day. But the plan was for him to pay his balance, which was the $638.91, and that he was going to apply for assistance so that he would not get back behind again.
Yeah. And you say you would not sign that if I paid that, and also if I filled out for that form, you wanted to make sure I do that. That's why I'm here today.
That is correct.
Your Honor, could I have the Sarah number?
Yes, Sarah number, please, Ms. Farrell.
Sarah number. So where my card?
Ms. Farrell's gonna get it for us.
Oh, okay. No, I remember. I think I wrote it down somewhere because
Okay.
you gave me a confirmation on my email. Oh, Jesus. Where is it at?
You guys.
You see it, Ms. Farrell?
I've seen it in the original case notes, but the Sarah number is not popping up right now in our portal.
Okay,
I filled it out because I also called in yesterday
No,
to
they
make
said
sure.
they
Also,
have it. We're just trying to figure out what the number is.
Your Honor.
I didn't want no
Okay, Ms.
problems.
Cooper, you have it?
Yes, Your Honor. It's 209437.
Yep, that's correct.
Thank you.
Your Honor, he's paid off the judgment balance.
That is correct. So I don't know if you're willing to do a dismissal in light of this, or
If you want, I can certainly do a satisfaction. I may be able to do a dismissal. I suppose we could keep the case open pending this application to save court costs and other fees for everyone, if that works for the court. I'm assuming Mr. Buckner doesn't care as long as he gets his assistance. So what I'm really saying, Your Honor, is what's the most convenient and efficient for the court?
Well, I would like to track it to make sure that he gets the assistance that he needs, although he doesn't think he needs it. I'd like to track
No,
it.
no, that's no problem.
I'd
That's
like-
no problem at all. Like I said, I'm trying to stay on top
All right.
of things. Like I did everything you guys told me.
So I'm gonna do, so what I'm gonna do is this writ is no longer valid, so I'm going to not sign this and I'm gonna void it. So that's the first thing, okay? So we don't have to worry about that part of it. What I will do is put it over again for just a status to see where we are in 30 days since the application is in. So I'm going to adjourn it.
Now they did say that they was way behind, so hopefully they get back with me soon with a caseworker.
It probably will not be in the next 30 days, unfortunately, but I'm gonna give you until August 11th, okay? And
Okay.
I'll bring you back here on August 11th at 1 p.m. to see if they have at least assigned it to either Hawk or SOS and maybe a caseworker. Okay?
Okay.
In
Thank
the
you so
meantime,
much.
I'll make sure my client does the landlord application if they have it.
All right. Thank you. All right, we are all set.
I'm at Kroger's trying to make me some enchiladas. You guys have a good one.
Thank you, you too.
Bye.
All right.
The rest of our 2 o'clocks, this is our 2:30 that hasn't come.
All right, we're gonna call the 2 o'clocks that did not appear today.
Jana, could I just have a moment while I recover from thinking about those enchiladas?
I think you and my court recorder both need a moment to recover. She's over here making drooling noises and pictures, so you know. McKinley Inc. Aspen Chase versus Corey Cox, 21C0997.
Game sync for the plaintiff, I can get that part done.
Carol, last time we were here, it was with SOS, but a caseworker had not been assigned. They were looking for additional documentations from the tenant and a new ledger. Can you, is there any update on this matter?
Yes, this case has been assigned to Amy and currently it's under review.
All right. Mr. Fink?
Whatever the court wants, Judge.
Well, I think my 28th is getting full, so I'm gonna go with August 1st.
Thank you.
4th? Apparently August 4th.
Yeah, well, the first is the
August 4th.
Yeah. At 1 p.m. And I'm also gonna note that the defendant failed to appear. Swan Creek versus Tammy Pierce and Jessica Yoder, case number 21C1105. Is Mr. Landau here? Mr. Landau, are you on another call? Mr. Landau? This is the Landau I'm familiar with. Mr. Landau. He's in look because I'm laughing. Okay. McKinley Inc. Aspen Chase versus Andre Boone, 21C 1213 LT.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Last time we were here, the defendant had applied for assistance and I did the scale stay. Ms. Farrell, are you able to give us an update? While she looks that up, I'm noting that the defendant has failed to appear. Do you happen to have the Sarah number, Mr. Fink? Maybe that would help Ms. Farrell.
Client didn't have it, but let me see if I have it from before, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
So far, I'm not seeing anything, Judge.
Okay. Boone is spelled B-O-O-N-E. Ms. Hoover, do you have something for it?
Yes, it's 169587. It was submitted 5/28, and I don't see a reviewer assigned unless Ms. Farrell sees something else.
No, I don't see a reviewer signed either.
But this is with which agency, please?
I hear Ms. Hoover say it was submitted a little over 5 weeks ago.
That's correct.
It appears to be Hawk.
I'm gonna put it over to our August 4th date. Unless you need it in the July still, Mr. Fink.
I will have my client make sure that they've done the landlord app now that I have the number.
Okay, August 4th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Let me just, what is this? Is it me in here? No. Yeah, yes. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I know.
I don't think they're connected. It's Shots by Dre.
That might have been Boone. Andre Boone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hello, sir, with the phone device identified as Shots by Dre.
How you?
Could you tell us your first and last name?
Andre Boone.
Hello, Mr. Boone. We had just called your case. You were in the waiting room, so I will note that you are present.
Okay.
We don't have much of an update on this case at this time. The matter is with Hawk, and we are bringing you back here on August 4th, 2021 at 1 p.m., sir, okay?
At August 4th?
Yes, sir.
At what time?
1 p.m.
Okay.
All right. And you have applied for Sarah, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir. We'll see you back here then. Please make sure you keep in contact with them and give them whatever documentation they need. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. What person? I don't know. But what about Muhammad?
He's at 3 o'clock.
Oh.
Davis isn't here yet. It's at 3 o'clock. It's not
Gotcha.
3.
Well, that's you didn't say that part.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No. That one's Davis.
You want me to let Miss Scotcher in?
Yeah, just in case it's this one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. I was ready again.
Mr. Landau, you are too funny. Andrea, gotcha.
Yes, Andrea Gotcher. I am with Lago Investments.
All right, thank you. Court will recall the case of Swan Creek versus Tammy Veers and Jessica Yoder, case number 21C 1105.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Mark Land on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good afternoon. If either Ms. Farrell or Ms. Hoover could let me know.
I can actually let you know, Your Honor. I've been working with SOS to finalize a conditional dismissal on this case. Ms. Vyers is deceased. It is her daughter who continues to live in the apartment unit. Her name is Lakeith Swoops. Sorry. Her name is
Yoder?
Yoder, Jessica Yoder. Thank you. The worksheet has been finalized. My associate prepared up a conditional dismissal for this case. Originally, she had prepared it up with Miss Yoder, not realizing that the case itself was with Miss Vyers. So I've made the adjustment to name Miss Vyers as the party defendant, but it's with and all occupants. And so then I put parenthetically into the conditional dismissal, Jessica Yoder. So, and I hope that that will satisfy the court on the court's end. And I think it will satisfy SOS on their end in order to allow the SERA funds to be released for this apartment unit.
The way our file reads is both parties are named, Tammy Veers as well as Jessica Yoder, so that will certainly satisfy the court.
Oh, okay, very good.
So how long do you need to get the COD into the court?
It would be within a matter of 24 to 48 hours, Judge, so a 1-week adjournment would be fine.
July 14th, 2021 at 3 p.m. for EO. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Lakeview versus Sandra Payne, case number 21C1401.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rachel Dornbush, Pellets Law, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good afternoon. This matter was scheduled for 2 p.m. It is now 3 p.m. and the defendant has not appeared. What, do we have an update on this one? I'm kind of uncertain as to where we are.
Your Honor, my recollection and my notes from this case indicate that we had adjourned this one a couple of weeks because Ms. Payne had appeared previously and indicated that her SERA application was in process, but it hadn't yet been finalized. And I believe we had adjourned it for a couple of weeks to give her time to get it fully submitted. Perhaps Ms. Farrell can verify if Ms. Payne has finalized the application.
Yes, her application has been finalized and it's in the portal with Hawk. It just has not been assigned to a case manager. I can provide you with the SERA number if needed.
That would be great. And I'll send Ms. Lee or yourself the lease and the ledger for this case, since there's no case. Yeah.
Perfect. The SERA number is 204421.
Awesome. Thank you. Your Honor, we haven't had a 30-day stay yet. So even though Ms. Payne isn't here, I know a default won't be granted. I presume we'll adjourn this one for 30 days for the stay.
Yes, August 11th, 2021 at 1 p.m. I have noted that she has failed to appear, and if she fails to appear again, I will grant a default.
Thank you, Your Honor. Was that at 2 p.m. on the 11th?
I think it was at 1 p.m. Let me see. 1 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a nice afternoon.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Is anyone here on this one, Heather, the Alvarez matter?
No, the
Okay.
defendant has not appeared.
All right, thank you.
I'm still trying to get my to connect. So.
Ray Smith Real Estate versus Brenna Dugan, case number 21C1172. I don't know. You can read the file.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, apparently that one's not ready to be called yet. Are you ready? Lago Investments LLC versus Mohammed Azizuddin, case number 21C 1056. Bless you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Kristen Davis, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right. We have to get Mr. Azizuddin to connect. Didn't he have counsel before?
No,
Yes, I'm connected.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, we were supposed to be here for a conditional order of dismissal today. This is matter set for entry of order.
Yes, Your Honor, we have we do have a worksheet in this case. And I am prepared to enter into a conditional order of dismissal, provided that he's willing to.
Do you need a breakout room to discuss this with him?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We'll give you a breakout room.
Thanks.
Mr. Azizuddin, you're gonna need to hit the blue button to go into the space to talk to the attorney regarding the nature of a conditional order of dismissal based on the worksheet that was provided through the agency for your assistance. Do you understand all that, sir? It's quite a bit.
Yes, Your Honor, I do. I understand. Totally.
Thank you. All right, we'll put you over there and the two of you can talk. And you seem to be in a car. I hope you're not driving because you can't drive.
I'm not driving.
Okay, thank you.
Do they want Andrea Goucher, the person with Lago?
Okay, do you want Ms. Gotcher in the room with you as well, Ms. Davis, or no?
Sure, that would be helpful, actually.
Okay, thank you. We'll put all three of you into the space. McKinley Inc. Schooner Cove the second, two versus Brittany Hale and Jamel Hale, 21C 1497.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Hello, Mr. Hale. Can you please state your name for the record?
Me? I don't know.
I didn't see you there, Miss Brittany Hale. First I said Mr. Hale, so let's start with Mr. Hale first.
All right, I'm Jamel Hill.
Thank you. Miss Brittany Hale, please state
Brittany. Oh, sorry. Brittany Hale.
All right, thank you. So both of you are here now. This matters before the court because the landlord indicates you're behind in your rent. It appears that Miss Brittany Hale has applied and made a SIRA application to try to get assistance. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And Miss Farrell or Miss Hoover, can you please tell me whether you see the application and what's the status of it? It looks like it's recent.
Yes, the application was submitted in the portal. It is just not assigned to a case manager yet.
And can you tell us whether the landlord has submitted their application or not?
I cannot see this under that particular profile.
Thank you.
I know it says it's pending.
It's pending, you say?
So I think that we have submitted the landlord application.
All right.
I'm actually sending a note to Schooner Cove right now. I'm happy to add this to it if Ms. Farrell can give me the SARA number.
Yes, the SARA number is 201002.
201002.
Yes.
Thank you.
This matter will have the scale 30-day stay to give 30 days for the agency to try to process the application. I know they're further behind than that, but I'm hopeful that they can play catch up as soon as they get the necessary processors and reviewers hired. So August 11, 2021 at 1 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
McKinley Inc., The Villas versus Nicole Watkins, 21C 1510.
Yes.
Hello, Ms. Watkins. How are you today?
Hi, I'm Funny.
I'm good.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
All right, Ms. Watkins, it appears that you've applied for Sarah to assist you with trying to get your rent caught up. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. I spoke to her yesterday. They were pushing it through yesterday.
All right, thank you. Ms. Farrell, any updates on this one?
Yes, I can see that her case was assigned to Caprice and it should be getting a worksheet done shortly.
All right. I'll put this one over to the July 28th date, Mr. Fink, to see where we are.
Yes, ma'am.
July 28th, 2021 at 1 p.m.
I'm supposed to be back.
I'm sorry?
Am I supposed to come do
Yes.
another meeting that day?
You have to come back on that particular day, ma'am. At 1
Okay.
p.m. Okay?
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, there's a phone number that just was allowed into the virtual courtroom. It ends in the last four digits of 1255. 1255. Could you please tell us what your first and last name is?
Carla Stevenson.
All right, Ms. Stevenson. And the attorney is someone named Biggs, who's not here. All right, Ms. Stevenson, your matter is scheduled at 3:30 p.m. and the attorney for the opposing side is not here yet. Okay, so you can just hang out with us until they arrive.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. If you could mute your phone, you can do that by hitting the star and the 6. Star 6 should mute your phone until Mr. Biggs arrives.
Okay.
All right, thank you. There is no one else in the waiting room, just so you know.
Hello. I just hit the *6.
No, I wasn't talking to you, ma'am. I was talking to the attorneys in the space.
Excuse me.
That's okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
The *6 did work. You were muted.
Yes, I'm trying to reach Mr. Drukas. My name is Heather, and I'm calling from Judge Washington's courtroom at the 14B District Court.
Your Honor, may I take 5 minutes?
Yes, you may, Mr. Fink. Ray Smith Real Estate versus Brenna Dugan, case number 21C 1172 LT recall. Mr.
On
Georges,
behalf of the plaintiff.
thank you. Mr. Georges, my notes indicate that there were some further discussions that were going on regarding this matter, and we scheduled it over to today's date. What is the status, please? Mr. Georges, I believe you must have a
Your Honor, this was a case for I'm sorry. Your Honor, currently the tenant is not in the property any longer and funds are no longer available. That kind of threw a wrench in this kind of matter. I know that our understanding is the money remains due and there are hardships that the tenant has occurred and is no longer able to get funding. To this point, right at this point, my client's unwilling to forego all of the damages, and we have not reached a resolution for something to get this matter dismissed. I think what I'd ask for would be basically one more adjournment to see if we can come to a resolution. Otherwise, we would have a hearing in the matter.
I see. All right, the defendant has failed to appear today as well. So what I'm going to do is put it over for 2 weeks to send proper notice to July 14th, 2021. And I'll do that at, since you're talking about having a hearing, I'll do that at 3 p.m., actually 3:30 p.m. And hopefully my docket is ready to go at 3:30 for the hearing if it's needed.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Yeah. Benchmark the Meadows versus Shakori Davis, case number 21C 1313.
Mark Lando for the plaintiff.
Ms. Davis, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. We're back here, Mr. Landau, because you were supposed to be providing us with the entry of order before today's date.
Yes, and I forwarded a copy of the proposed conditional dismissal to defendant at the email address that she provided me, and I have not heard back from her.
Ms. Davis, why didn't you send the order back?
I didn't receive anything to my email.
I'm going to pull up that email now, Your Honor.
I'm going to send the two of you into a breakout room and hopefully, ma'am, are you driving right now?
No.
Are you able to see are you able to get your emails right now?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to put the two of you in a breakout room and hopefully you can talk and make sure that you've received this entry of order and get it signed today so that we can get this case done today.
Okay.
All right, so we can start calling our 3 p.m.s that didn't show. All right. All right, we have a lot of 3 p.m. cases where no one has shown. It is now 3:22. All right, wait 1 second. We got someone here in person. Let's try to get that one done where we have people. Lago Investments LLC versus Mohammed Izzuddin, 21C 1056, recall.
I'm here.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So we had a chance to speak in the breakout room. Sierra has provided a worksheet and quite a bit of funds. It's enough to cover all of the back rent owed and 3 months going forward. We did have a question about the rent money that the defendant paid initially here at the beginning of the case. He paid 1 month's rent and where that should be applied if Sierra requires that to be paid to back rent or if it's rent going forward. That was a question that I couldn't answer. I was wondering if there's somebody here that can answer that question.
Ms. Farrell, I'm not familiar with what your qualifications are over at Hawk. Are you able to answer whether or not the rents need to be paid to or applied, not paid, but applied to the back rents or the future rents that was provided in that time period?
So was this a payment that was made prior to the worksheet being given to you or post worksheet?
I believe this was pre-worksheet.
Okay, that payment should have already been applied to the back balance before the worksheet was even given. So the amount of back balance that was adjusted on the worksheet itself should reflect that payment.
Okay, so that's already in the worksheet then?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I think that answers that question for us. So with that, then I think we are ready to enter into a conditional order of dismissal.
All right, Mr. Muhammad, what is your position on all of this?
I'm with everybody, and I believe it should be dismissed. And I'm in agreement. And I had a good conversation with my landlord, and I feel pretty good about moving forward.
All right, so did you have a chance to go over the numbers that they were talking about in terms of your assistance, sir?
I did.
And are you in agreement that those numbers are accurate?
I am in agreement.
Okay.
The only thing that we did speak about was the charge for the maintenance fees being dropped. That's the only thing that we changed.
All right, and you were able to reach an agreement with respect to that, Ms. Davis, the maintenance fees being dropped?
Yes.
So are you going to prepare the conditional order of dismissal and give it to him so that he can see it in its proper format before we request him to sign that?
Yes.
So how long do you need to have that? How long do you need to have that happen? Can we get this done in a week?
We should be able to get this done in a week.
Because there are some questions and it sounds like the COD is not in written form, I'm going to adjourn this over to July 14th, 2021 for the entry of order. Did you get an email address from Mr. Azuzidin in order to be able to send it to him?
I do not have it. I believe that my client does though.
You do have that, Ms. Gotcher? All right, thank you. She did, I did read her lips and she did indicate that she had the actual email. So I'm going to,
Yes, I'm
okay.
sorry, I had myself muted. I do have
Thank
it.
you. I'm going to adjourn this to July 14th, 2021 at 3 p.m. for the entry of order. If the order has been prepared and is submitted to the court prior to then none of the parties need to be present here. Are there any questions about that?
So if the order, if I receive it and sign it and send it back in to the lawyer, we don't have to come back to court on the 14th, correct?
Well, and then the lawyer has to submit it to the court. So you just need to make sure that that party's done. Well, actually, I think that you can get a check without the order being submitted to the court, but you have to submit it to the court in order to not appear. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So July 14th, 2021 at 3 p.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not that I don't like you, but I hope that I don't have to see you then. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right, there's a phone number that was just allowed into the courtroom. It ends in 3199. 3199.
Mike,
last four digits.
that's Michael Knight.
Michael Knight.
Yes.
Just before you proceed on that, could you pull Miss Davis was pulled out. Okay, sorry.
And I'm speaking to the judge.
You are speaking to the judge, Mr. Knight. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I wanted to let you know that I did get everything straightened out with them.
All right, Mr. Knight, give me one moment. I'm going to call your case. McKinley,
Okay.
McKinley Inc., The Villas versus Michael Knight, 21C, 1511.
James Fink for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Knight is present. I know that Mr. Knight has, it looks like he has a Sarah application that's been filed already. Is that correct, Ms. Farrell?
Looks
Yes.
correct to me.
That is correct.
All right. And Mr. Knight, you're trying to explain to me that you've gotten something straightened out. Can you talk what you're talking about, please, sir?
Yes. Me and the manager, assistant manager, filled out a application for help, and they is in the process, and they just waiting to hear back from them.
All right. It sounds like this is ready for the 30-day stay. So August 11th, 2021 at 2 p.m.
Thank you.
So, sir, you need to be back here on August 11th at 2 p.m., okay? Mr. Knight?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to be back here at 2 p.m. on August 11th, okay, sir?
Okay. What time now? Sorry.
2 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And make sure you keep in touch with the people from the assistance so that you can provide them with whatever documentation they're asking for, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. All right. Have a good day.
All right. Same to you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Benchmark the Meadows versus Shakori Davis, 21C 1313, recall. Give me Mr. Landau.
Mark Landau on behalf of plaintiff.
All right. Mr. Landau, what were we able to accomplish in the breakout room?
Lots of things, Your Honor. Ms. Davis and I were able to finalize the terms of the conditional dismissal, and I've gotten her permission to add her signature digitally to it, and I will be submitting it to the court momentarily.
Thank you. We put the terms of the conditional dismissal on the record the last time we were here, so we don't need to do that again, and I advised her of her rights last time we were here. And so, Ms. Davis, you understand that you have to vacate the premises by July 13th, correct?
Correct.
I'm sorry?
Yes, correct.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. All right, I'm gonna put this over one more time to make sure this EO is in to the court, because the last time it didn't work out for us. So I'm gonna put this over to July 14th, 2021 at 3 p.m. for EO. By that time, you should also be out of the premises. So if something goes awry and I don't have that order, we'll figure out what's going on then. Okay, ma'am?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
McKinley Inc. Roundtree versus Clifton Davis, case number 21C0969 LT.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
All right, we adjourned this for a conditional order of dismissal. This is on our 3 p.m. docket for entry of order. Will someone please apprise me of what's going on?
Could we have Ms. Farrell confirm that the application was denied?
Yes, I can confirm that his application was denied for being over income.
So this one was supposed to be an agreement from June 9th. When both parties appeared, there was a payment arrangement proposed. He was going to pay $3,000 by June 10th.
You know more than I do, Your Honor, of course.
And then, so we set it over for EO for June the 23rd, but then the COD was not prepared. And so then we put it over again for the COD. So.
You just take a look at his ledger. I have a COD here.
Okay.
So if I can just see if he paid that $3,000, that will tell us something. Not quite, Your Honor, but he made a substantial payment. I'm not asking for a judgment today. If you would give us a couple weeks, perhaps either he can get it paid and we'll just dismiss it, or we can negotiate a little bit different terms on the COD. His total, including July rent, his total as of today is $1949.33.
Okay.
Which is essentially 2 months rent in utilities. So if the court would let us see if we can't get it worked out with him still, I think we should do that.
All right, thank you.
Thank
How
you.
long did you say? A couple of weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay. July the 14th, 2021.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. July the 21st. Apparently I can't count.
That
July
also.
21st at 3 p.m. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do it at 2:30 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Barry's Rental versus Carla Stevenson, 21C 1495.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brandon Biggs on behalf of Barry's Rentals, along with Miss Barry, who's to my left, representative for Barry's Rentals.
All right, is this going to be a hearing today?
Your Honor, I'm not entirely sure with Miss Carla what their current status is.
Miss
I know
Stevenson.
that she had retained counsel as of last week.
Miss Stevenson, do you?
Yes.
Do you have counsel?
No, because I have to be in touch with the health department because, as they said, that I brought rodents, and when I spoke with the health department, I can't schedule for them to come inside until after I can have another week.
All right, I'm going to pass this matter. I'm going to deal with it at the end of the docket. I think this is going to be a hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There's someone with a phone number that was just let into the courtroom, ends in 7982. Could you please tell me what your
Yes.
name is?
Clifton Davis, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. We just did your matter, Mr. Davis. Mr. Fink is here, though. I don't know, do you want to speak with him, Mr. Fink?
Please.
Let me see what I have that's not yours, if anything. I got Arbor Circle. Who is that?
Looks, I think I've got 5, maybe 6.
Is there an attorney here for Arbor Circle? No. Okay. Yeah, everything is you. Mr. Fink.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes, of course.
We could do my defaults. You could do Mr. Biggs' hearing, send Mr. Davis and me to a breakout room, and we will just leave when we're done.
All right, that sounds good. Let me make sure these are, oh, some of them may not, it looks like most of them may be there. All right, let me start that process. McKinley Inc. Roundtree versus Muama Masuku, and Isaac Zizizi. 21C, 1496 LT.
James Fink for the plaintiff.
Will you raise your right hand to be sworn? And while I'm swearing him in, Ms. Farrell, could you please look up the Masuku, Masuku? Do you swear affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is an action for non-payment of rent. These defendants owe $865.77 in rent. The costs are $179. We request a default judgment for possession only in the amount of $1,044.77. The information I have from my client is that there is no CDC declaration and the defendants did not apply for SARA funds.
All right. Ms. Farrell, do you confirm no applying for SARA funds?
Yes, I do not see applications for either tenant.
Thank you very much. 1,044 is the amount, and default will enter no writ without hearing.
Thank you.
McKinley Inc. Schooner Co. versus Fabiola Alvarado. Case number 21C 1499. Alvarado is spelled A-L-V-R-O-A-V-A-L. I'm sorry, A-L-V-A-R-A-D-O. Mr. Fink?
That one, Your Honor.
I do not see a SARA application under that name.
Thank you. Can't find the file, Mr. Fink?
You know, as soon as you move on to the next one, I will.
Okay, then I'll do that. McKinley Inc. Aspen Chase versus Tanisha Hurt, H-U-R-T.
It's pretty good for the first 2 hours, Your Honor. I have Ms. Hurt's file, Your Honor, and I don't have any information about a CDC or a SARA application.
All right, we can begin giving. Go ahead.
Sorry, I see a SARA application for Ms. Hurt. I can provide you with the SARA number if that would be helpful.
It would.
Okay, the SARA number is 182275.
I will also note that this is the second time that she's failed to appear. I figure though you prefer to get the monies.
Would.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm going to give it its 30-day stay and see where we are at that point. August 11th, 2021 at 2 p.m.
Thank you.
McKinley Inc. The Villas versus Aaron Mitchell, case number 21C 1517. Mitchell, and then there's a Joshua Greer. So it's Aaron, A-A-R-O-N, Mitchell, and spelled standard Mitchell, and then Joshua Greer, G-R-E-E-R.
I show no CDC declaration and no SARA app.
Oh, Mr. Davis, are you saying? Hello, Mr. Davis. It'll be a minute before I can put you into the breakout room with Mr. Fink. Okay, thank you. You see either of those parties yet, Ms. Farrell?
I found an Aaron Mitchell, but it is registering as Oakland County, so I'm not sure if it's the same tenant.
I see, but you see nothing here in this county.
Yes, that's correct. None for Washtenaw County.
Thank you. Mr. Fink?
Your Honor, this is a non-payment case. These defendants owe $2,314 in rent. The taxable costs are $179. We request a default judgment for possession only in the amount of $2,493 even.
Thank you. Granted. Writ to issue in 10 days. McKinley Inc. The Villas versus Donald. Oh boy. Donald Musselbauer, case number 21C1521. Musselbauer is spelled Muscelbauer.
I show no SARA application and no CDC declaration.
I also do not see a Sarah application in our portal.
Thank you.
It might be MACKEL.
I do not see one under that either.
Thank you. May I, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
This is a non-payment of rent case that these defendants owe $2,114.58. The costs are $182. We request a default judgment for possession only in the amount of $2,276.58.
Default with writ in 10 days.
Thank you.
McKinley Inc. Schooner versus Marlon Sickman, case number 21C1524. Sickman is spelled Sigmon. And then there's a Rosalind Baker, also Baker.
My information is that I don't have information about Sarah. We do not have a CDC declaration.
Ms. Farrell or Ms. Hoover?
I saw Ms. Hoover shake her head no.
I don't see anything, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Fink, you may.
Your Honor, this is a non-payment case. These defendants owe $1,346.75. The costs are $179. We request a default judgment in the amount of $1,525.75, possession only.
Default to issue. Written 10 days.
Thank you.
I think this is out of circle, so that's on you. Were you able to find the Alvarado case, Mr. Fink, or do you want me to call that when you return?
Is it Alvarado or Alvarez?
It's Alvarado, Alvarado. First name is Fabiola.
You have it, Your Honor. My information is no Sarah application, no CDC declaration.
Ms. Hoover or Ms. Farrell?
I don't see anything, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Mr. Fink?
Your Honor, this is also a non-payment case. These defendants owe $1,456.42. The costs are $162 for a total of $1,618.42, possession only.
Default to enter, written 10 days.
Thank you.
All right, I think that takes care of all your cases for today. I'll put you in a breakout session with Mr. Clifton Davis. Mr. Davis, we've called your case. I've adjourned this matter over so that you and Mr. Fink will have an opportunity to talk. It's scheduled now for July 21st, 2021. If you're able to work out anything, then I will obviously take the resolution and deal with that at that time. Okay, so I'll put you in a breakout room with Mr. Fink.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can, this is gonna be a lot, I think. Court will call the case of Barry's Rental versus Carler Stevenson. Case number 21C 1495.
Good afternoon again, Your Honor. Brandon Biggs on behalf of Barry's Rentals.
Good afternoon. Today's day and time scheduled for a hearing in this matter regarding the termination of tenancy. This matter was before the court last week.
Excuse me, I didn't hear that. Excuse me, ma'am.
Sorry, what are you saying, ma'am?
I said I didn't hear everything that you had said. Excuse
All right.
me.
This matter is before the court for a hearing today. It was set over from June 30th, 2021. That's when we were initially in court. Ms. Carter, are you going to be appearing in this matter?
Your Honor, if I may, we would like to assist Ms. Stevenson. We haven't decided whether or not to file an appearance because we're waiting on some documents from her. And so I was gonna see if we can get another week adjournment to get those documents in so we can review and investigate further.
So I adjourned it last week to give her an opportunity to get those documents to you.
Right. I believe she was having some difficulties texting them and sending them in, so she's gonna try to get them to the office.
Because I can definitely send an email. I can do that. That'll be much easier for me.
Well, the allegation in this case is there is damage to the premises. When there's damage to the premises, the court is very concerned about that. And
ma'am,
ma'am, don't interrupt me.
Okay, excuse me, Your Honor.
And so if there are allegations of damages to the premises, the court gets very concerned about that and would like to have some additional information before I agree to any type of an adjournment.
Your Honor, if I may, we suspect just from the intake that this is a retaliatory eviction. So Ms. Stevenson has filed several complaints with the city that the landlord has failed to make several repairs. And she believes that since she filed these complaints that this is the reason for the eviction. So we just wanted to get the documents in just to make sure that these allegations are true and to see if there is a defense here for Ms. Stevenson.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I may, as stated last week, this is without question not a retaliatory eviction. This is an eviction which neither has a lease behind it, was not premised on a non-payment of rent. although there are several months unpaid. It premised on Miss Carler's failure to, or for reporting any such issues, although my client, which would gladly testify here today, can speak to the incidents which have led to this eviction, namely the failure to appear for city required inspections, for damage to the property, and for just a general failure to maintain the property over and above that.
Your Honor, for those reasons, the reason why legal services would like to.
I'm sorry, you're not.
I'm sorry. And for those reasons is why legal services would like to investigate further to see if she has a defense.
Give me one moment. So the first time that this termination was filed, the notice to quit was served on May 5th. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, there's also some disputes of her notice when she received.
I'm sorry, you're back.
I'm sorry. There's also some dispute from Ms. Stevenson when she received it. She said she received it actually a few days before the hearing. It was taped to her door. She did not receive it on the 5th of May.
Your Honor, that was the summons and complaint, not the notice to quit.
Yeah, that makes sense that the actual summons and complaint was taped to her door based on the proof of service that I have here. The notice to quit, the proof of service indicates was on May 5th. I'm reviewing the lease. Give me one moment. So this was initially a lease for a 1-year term from October 1st of 2019 through September 30th of 2020. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's correct.
And then the lease expired and it turned into a month-to-month.
Correct, Your Honor.
And plaintiff, you're indicating that she failed to show up at some inspections with the city?
Or at least failed to give access to my client and the city for those inspections, Your Honor. I believe it was actually believed that she may have been inside of the premise at the time and even just failed to open the door because it was the storm doors that were locked, and those can only be locked from the inside, Your Honor.
Was there some notice that was provided to her of the actual inspection time?
To make the repair.
Yes, Your Honor. Several, probably about 10 phone calls.
No.
Ms. Stevenson, please let the judge call on you.
Okay.
You said those were in phone calls only? There was no written notification provided to her?
I'd have to qualify with my client if.
Text messages, notes taped to the door.
All right. I'm gonna need some additional information anyway. You should have copies of those text messages. Can I please get those provided to the court? Your client is indicating that she has some actual documentation as well, and that needs to be provided to the court. I guess she's not your client, but the individual you're assisting, Ms. Stevenson indicates that she has some actual documentation as well. And so I need to have that documentation provided to the court. It's an interesting matter when both parties are claiming that the damage comes from both sides not being non-compliant. So whatever documentation each side has, to support their testimony, which I hopefully will take when we get back here next week. I need to have that documentation, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. How soon
Thank
would
you,
you
Your
like
Honor.
the documents submitted?
Give me one moment. Let me make sure that we have the time to actually make this happen next week. This
Okay.
week was, it's 4 o'clock and my docket is pretty much done. So this would have been a better week, but let me see what next week looks like, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
How many do
I mean, 68.
I have? Oh, will 1 week be enough time for you to provide all of the documentation that you need on behalf of your client, Mr. Biggs?
Absolutely. My client can have that over to you as soon as the court requires tomorrow.
I won't need it tomorrow, but if you could get it to me on Friday, I might have some opportunity to start reviewing stuff on Friday.
We can do that, Your Honor. Sure.
Ms. Carter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms.
Oh, I'm
Stevenson? No, that's okay. I could understand Carter and Carla are signed.
Yes.
Um,
That's my grandson's name, Carter.
I see. So what I would like to have happen is for your client to get her documentation to you and you to me as soon as possible so that I can start reviewing the documentation. And Ms. Stevenson, I don't know what type of inspections you're trying to have in terms of health inspections, but I'm hopeful that you can get those done prior to next week on July the 14th at before 4 p.m. I'm going to try this one more time. I'll put it over to 4 p.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So please get everything to me. I do plan to take testimony that day, just so that everyone is clear. If you have not worked this out, that is my plan to take testimony on that particular day. And if there is any retaliatory eviction documentation that needs to be filed, it needs to be filed prior to that day. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 4 p.m. Next week. We'll see you then, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's correct.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Are you there, Ms. Carter?
Oh, yes, Ms.
Hello?
Stevenson. I will call you later, okay?
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Mr. Landau? I know you like this court, but why are you still here? You have a
Your Honor, I
4
believe that we have a 4 p.m. hearing, Swan Creek versus Mary Williams.
You're correct. You do.
I do like being here, though. I want to make that clear on the record, live on YouTube. Enjoy being. I don't love being here for 3.5 hours, but you know, every once in a while, you.
Hello.
It is what it is.
Hello, sir, with the iPhone. Could you please tell us your first and last name?
Tyrone Campbell.
Hello, Mr. Campbell.
Hello.
All right. Swan Creek versus Mary Williams, 21C 1342.
Mark Lando on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right, we're for hearing here today, Mr. Campbell, because we've had a number of discussions regarding this matter, at which time you were informed that Swan Creek was indicating that you were not on the lease. That was a part of what was going to be investigated. I'm not certain what the result of that investigation is just yet. as to whether or not you are a named tenant on the lease or not. I think we should find out that information first and then proceed from there.
Your Honor, I was able to determine that Mr. Campbell is a named occupant on the lease.
He is a named occupant,
Yes.
so he is on the lease. So what is your intentions at this point, Mr. Landau?
Well, we're still seeking a judgment of possession for non-payment of rent. There is $3,798.83 in rent that is owing at this time.
I'm sorry, give me that number again.
$3,798.83 in rent, $155 in court costs. The total is $3,953.83. Your Honor, at the previous hearing, I mentioned to the court that Ms. Williams is no longer occupying the apartment unit. Our understanding was that she is a victim of domestic violence and has been staying at a safe haven and is no longer residing at Swan Creek. So this is a non-payment of rent case, but we are taking a rather strong position with respect to this case in terms of, trying to work out a resolution that will extend for a long period of time the repayment of the arrearage.
I'm going through this help right now, but I could pay it. I could get the rent paid. That's no problem. It's just I just don't want to pay rent when somebody could keep coming in here and tearing my stuff up. I want to stay here. My kids like it. It's close to my job. I could get the rent paid. I'm going through this program right now. I should know something back by next week. And the money I work. I make enough money.
Mr. Campbell, are you able to show your screen?
How do I do that?
You press the video camera button on your screen so that you can show your picture.
Your Honor, I do want to let you know that my client is also in the virtual courtroom as well. He's labeled as Vince's iPhone.
All right.
Vincent Herbert, can you also show your video?
All right.
Is that working?
Thank you. Yep,
Yep.
that works.
All right. So on today's date, Mr. Landau, so that I understand, because I think Mr. Campbell is not understanding, you're seeking to have his lease terminated for non-payment. Is that correct? Or are you trying to work this out? I think I may be confused as well.
Your Honor, this is a non-payment of rent case, so Mr. Campbell always gets the option of being able to pay and stay under the court rules and the statutory guidelines for a non-payment of rent case. That's how this case was filed. So we don't have the right as the landlord plaintiff in this matter to demand that Mr. Campbell vacate if he's able to come up with the money within the context of this case. Whether my client decides to proceed to terminate the tenancy for other reasons at a later point is not subject to this case. For this case's purposes only, we have to give him the right to pay and stay. But we are asking that a judgment of possession enter at this time for the amount stated, and giving the defendant the statutory 10 days to be able to pay or vacate.
All right. And why would the HARA and SIRA application rules not apply to him because those say that he has the right to apply, and if he is eligible, then he has the right to get assistance.
The HARA and SIRA rules do apply. However, this case, the first hearing on this case was on June 9. And reading the HARA rules strictly coming down from the Michigan Supreme Court, Mr. Campbell would have had 30 days from that first hearing. If he applied for SIRA, I don't know if he has, but he would have 30 days from that first hearing date to make application and submit all of his documents for that application. If it was just a matter of crossing T's and dotting I's, he would have an additional 15 days. So a total of 45 days to complete that process, but only under the SIRA rules, under the Supreme Court rules, that 15 days, that extra 15 days would come into play only if it was just a matter of the funds needing additional time to be dispersed. Given the fact that the first hearing was on, what did I say, June 9, and I haven't heard anything from Mr. Campbell about even applying for SIRA funding.
He did. When I said that. 1 second, Ms. Farrell, do you show that there's an application for Tyrone Campbell?
I do not see one in our system.
When I had told you I was waiting on the lease paper so I could submit the docket, one of the ladies said that I wasn't eligible for it. I don't know how or whatever. And then the office came over right after I left court last time, and they said that either I could redo my application, see if I could reapply for here, or they told me I would be able to leave and whatever they was gonna wipe it off free or whatever.
And that's refreshing my recollection from the previous hearing, Your Honor, was that Mr. Campbell did say that he had applied, but when Ms. Lee looked in the system, there was no
I said I couldn't submit it because I didn't have the lease. I didn't have the lease yet.
Campbell, stop talking over people, please. All right, Mr. Landau, you may continue.
Your Honor, that's all I really had to say. Given all of those facts, we would request that a judgment enter at this time.
All right. Ms. Farrell, just so that the record is clear, because I think a number of people were talking as you were talking. I think what you indicated to me is that you do not see an application for Mr. Campbell in the system at this time, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. Mr. Campbell, you've been back here starting out on June 9th, and then on June 16th, and then on June 23rd, and now we're back here on July 7th. And there is still no application in the system. And in addition to that, your rent has increased now to over $3,900 and some odd dollars. So at this point in time, your landlord is not participating in any more of your request to try to file an application, and they're requesting a judgment against you. If I grant them a judgment, let me finish, please. If I grant them a judgment today, you will have 10 days within which to come up with the monies in order to retain the premises. And if you don't, then they can come back here and request a writ to evict you, sir.
That ain't right. Y'all just told me I wasn't eligible. Now y'all said I didn't submit it, but she told me I wasn't eligible. So what I'm gonna submit it for? And I'm going through something else right now through DHS to pay it. I mean, y'all only.
I don't understand what you mean you're going through DHS to pay it.
I'm going through I'm doing something with DHS to help to get payment. My sisters helped me. I'm waiting on them.
All right. Well, that information that vague information you're giving the court is not enough for the court to determine whether you've made an application for any type of assistance, sir. So you need to have some more specific information. In addition to that, my recollection of the situation is also that she told you that there was no application on file for you. No one can tell you you're not eligible unless you've actually. Stop talking over me, please. no one has actually gotten an application from you to determine whether or not you're eligible, so I don't understand how that could have ever occurred.
Can I talk now?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't everything recorded? I know what the lady said. Y'all was in, the lady said this through court, that I wasn't eligible.
Okay. Mr. Landau, do you want to raise your right hand to be sworn?
It wasn't even her though. It was another lady.
Yes, it's Miss Lee. I know who it was. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Landau.
Your Honor, we are requesting judgment of possession for non-payment of rent. The rent owing is $3,798.83. Costs are $155. Total is $39.53.83. I am familiar with the books and records of account. I've reviewed the ledger for Mary Williams and Tyrone Campbell, and the dollar amounts that I've recited are an accurate representation of the rental ledger. In addition, as needed, Mr. Herbert, who is the property manager for Swan Creek Apartments, would be able to testify further with respect to this.
And the number is $3,953.83.
That is correct.
Thank you. So the request is that there's a judgment against you for the amount of $3,953.83, sir.
Can I get 30 days? I'll have everything paid.
You can talk to Mr. Landau about that. I don't have the authority to give you that much time. I have the authority to give you 10 days. Mr. Landau?
I'm happy to meet with Mr. Campbell in a breakout room. I would want Mr. Herbert there with me.
All right, we'll give you guys a breakout room. Harbor Circle Apartments versus Jawan Strode, 21C 1532.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Sidney Katz, P51471 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good afternoon. This matter was scheduled at 3 p.m. It is currently 4:15. It appears that Mr. Jawan Strode has not appeared again. Ms. Farrell, are you able to determine whether or not Jawan Strode has applied for assistance? Ms. Farrell or Ms. Hoover, either one works for me, please.
I do not see an application for them in the portal.
Thank you. Mr. Katz?
Your Honor, this is a second hearing requesting a default judgment in this matter.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Your Honor, this is a non-payment rent possession judgment case. This is a second hearing. Defendant has failed to appear, requesting a default judgment in the amount of $1,294, which includes costs. That amount includes costs. Requesting default with a writ date of, what is it today, 7th, so the 19th of July, Your Honor.
I will do a default, sir. I do not do writs that are under $1,500 without hearing, so no writ without hearing.
Oh, I should have boosted it up to 1,500.
Thank you for making me laugh today, Mr.
All right.
Katz. Thank you,
Your Honor.
Okay.
Have a good day. Bye-bye. And I think, Your Honor, I think that's the only one. I think my other one was a conditional dismissal.
That is the only one. Is that the
Okay,
last one
perfect.
that we have?
Just making sure.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Hoover, do you know if Mr. William spoke with someone. I believe I put him in a breakout room with someone from legal services last time he was here, or one of those times.
Your Honor, Mr. Campbell?
Yes,
Or,
Mr. Campbell, yes.
so we spoke with him not last time. I think he may have spoken with Sarah Lee last time, but we spoke with him a couple of times ago, and we advised him to apply for the Sarah program then and provided him with the link.
All right, thank you. That's what I need to know. All right, we'll be in a brief recess until they come back from the breakout room. That's our last matter. All right, we're back on the record in the Swan Creek versus Mary Williams matter and Tyrone Campbell. Case number 21C 1342.
Mark Lando for the plaintiff.
Mr. Tyrone Campbell? You present, sir?
Yeah.
Your Honor, in the breakout room, we were successful in coming to a resolution of this matter. We're agreeing to convert this matter to a termination of tenancy action. We would be able to file a writ as of July 20, so after the statutory 10 days. However, we've agreed that we would not allow the writ to be executed until August 1 at the earliest, so that Mr. Campbell has through July 31st to vacate. As long as he vacates by July 31st, we will stipulate to set aside the judgment and dismiss the case.
All right, that's what I was gonna ask about.
And I'm gonna, and I told that to Mr. Campbell in the breakout room, but I'm gonna sweeten the pot even a little bit more with something I didn't mention in the breakout room. I'm going to add to the judgment that the court is making no adjudication. Mr. Campbell is making no admission of any wrongdoing because not that it's my job to protect Mr. Campbell, but I don't want there to be any suggestion if there are criminal charges brought under, some sort of domestic violence situation. I don't want there to be any implication that this proceeding is any kind of admission by Mr. Campbell of having done anything wrong.
Thank you. I appreciate
because he hasn't. I mean, that's the fact. But I want it to be clear on record and in the document. So, Mr. Campbell, I didn't mention that to you in the breakout room. I assume that's agreeable with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And Judge, I did receive Mr. Campbell's permission in the breakout room to add his signature digitally to a judgment under those terms.
All right, it is my preference under the circumstances that you please send that judgment to him so that he can review it and give you a written response in writing that you can sign his signature upon his review of it.
Okay, I will do that. Mr. Campbell had a little bit of difficulty in my past emails to you not getting a response. So I absolutely positively need a response from you that the proposed judgment is good. If you've got any suggestions for changes to it, you got to let me know, but I need that. I'm going to email it to you within the next 15 minutes or so. I have to prepare it up. But I need a response from you right away, okay?
All right.
And I will set another date here for EO just to make sure that everything goes as planned. When would you like that for, please?
Earliest possible date, Your Honor.
What's the next week look like?
That's the 68.
Oh, that's the 68. Okay. And the 21st is coming. All right, I'll go with the July 21st date. And that will be at 3 p.m. If that documentation is in, then no one needs to appear here on this particular matter.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell, and thank you, Mr. Herbert.
Take care.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.